Hey, what's up, traders? I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Thursday, and we've had some white stuff on the ground here in South Carolina for a couple of days. It's been nice and cold. Everybody's been home. You know, down south, these guys can't drive in the snow or any little bit of ice that gets on the road. So we have to stay home and stay safe from the people that can't drive, is basically what happens. But been an interesting couple of days here, but want to share something with you today. What you're not changing, you're actually choosing. Okay, so basically, if you're refusing to change anything in your trading and you haven't been successful to this point, you're choosing failure. Because there's no way you're going to go anywhere unless you change some things about what you're doing. Your success isn't dependent upon who's leading you. It's dependent upon your choices. If you choose to follow somebody, but you only follow half of what they're saying or what they're teaching you because you may not like what you're hearing otherwise, you're choosing to fail. It's your leader is not failing you. You're choosing to fail. And I've had, I've had mentees accuse me of failing them, and would really get upset when I explain to them, hey, you chose not to follow my advice on X, Y, and Z. And everything has to be followed for it to work. You can't pick and choose, and that kind of makes it worse. But here's the thing. I had a former mentee from some years ago email me just before the new year, I think. Yeah, just before the new year. And he said his New Year's resolution is that he's going back and taking responsibility for his actions and choices that have put him in the position that he's in right now. And he said he remembers that one of those lessons, and that's the reason why he's emailing me, is that he said he remembered one of the first lessons that I tried to teach him that he rejected and didn't like, was that he must take responsibility for his trading no matter what. Whether it was the internet or the broker or the platform, that no matter what happened, he had to take responsibility for it because he chose to use that. And by doing that, you accept following everything to the law, to the letter. Okay, he refused to do it. And of course, we had that conversation. We went through all of that. It's what made me remember him. And he actually accused me of failing. So he comes back and he says, hey, I'm sorry. Well, he didn't say I'm sorry. But he's like, I wanted to share this with you because I'm moving in that direction. And it made me remember that I've had these discussions, I've had these conversations with a lot of people. So you have to understand, if you're not changing the things that you're being asked to change and address because it's too uncomfortable, or you just don't want to do it, and you're trying to follow these people who are successful and are doing it and can't wonder why you're doing it, you're only choosing to follow certain things that you feel good about, and that doesn't make sense. Case in point, just this morning in our room, we were trading the S&P 500, the ES, the futures, and I got in a trade here as we were breaking over the 5-minute opening range, and I was doing an aggressive entry. Now, it didn't really work. It started to pull back. And all through this, everybody that was following me bailed out. They bailed out and took a loss. Even though I'm sitting here saying, look, it's holding support, it's holding trend, there's no reason for me to bail out yet. And I draw ascending support, the ascending resistance, everything is kind of here. If it breaks through this, dead. If it breaks through to the long side, we've got to trade. Evidently, it eventually broke through. I was able to take profit a couple of times. We stopped out. Profit stopped. We pulled back and ended up getting back in and making a move back up to R3. Okay, and I said at that point, that was it. So I ended up making almost $700 on this in all 5 accounts. And I'm done. The only trade I'm waiting on now is the R3 to R4 trade. But what this needs to do is break out. It needs to pull back and retest this and hold it. And then I'm going to get in after the pullback. Now, I could have been aggressive and got in here and chased it. That's not what I want. And I could have been up 4 points by now. But that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm already up. And I'm confident. I don't have to be aggressive. I can wait and be a little bit more conservative and feel better about the trade. And that's what I'm waiting on this. But the bottom line is, you have people that say, I learned this from this person. If it breaks this, I'm out. Okay, that's fine. But don't blame me when I'm successful and you're not. Because it's not my fault. Why? You chose. You chose not to follow my teachings. So it's not my fault. Or anybody you're following. There's a lot of people trading futures live on YouTube every morning. There's so many people now till it's not funny. And all people are doing is jumping from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Trying to follow, but it takes skill to follow somebody. And you don't know, a lot of people don't know that. It takes skill to actually follow. And I just showed you that example. If you didn't have the mental toughness, the ability to finish a trade, then you're going to get bumped out before the trade even works. And if you're following somebody, you don't even have the skill to follow them because your mind is weak. And you're looking for what somebody taught you that's going to fit your narrative. But your narrative is a losing narrative because it's never been proven to be successful. And these are the things that you got to think about. All right, so want to share this with you. I've got a lot of questions about what Take Profit Trader has done. The old 40% off, no fees, that special is over. If you got accounts, don't kill them. Don't cancel the subscription. Because as long as you keep them on the books, you get that special. And so, yeah, you have to pay $100 to reset it. But when you get to Pro, there's no fee. It's just a free deal. Okay, and when you take your first profit, you're going to get the initial test fee back. Now, you're not going to get the reset fees back, but you're going to get the initial test fees back. Okay, so don't just reset those. I mean, that's what I would do. But it's your choice. Again, it's your choice. But what we have now, 50% off discount for life. And what that does, it applies to the initial test fee. So you'll get 50% off the initial test fee. And then if you have to reset it, you get 50% off the reset fee. So instead of paying $100, you'll pay $50. But when it gets to pro and you want to trade it as a pro account, then the 50% off deal is gone because you have passed the test. You're out of the testing phase. Now you're in the profit making phase. And so you pay for the fees for the pro, and then you go to work. Okay, that's the way it works. You can't beat it. I only trade with one futures prop firm. Now, I know a lot of people teach you, man, you need to trade with 2 and 3. You don't know what's going to happen here. You don't know what's going to happen there. Blah, 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 blah. Look, if I'm worried about that, I don't even want to be involved in it. Okay, number one. And I don't want to be affiliated with it. So Take Profit Trader is the only one I trade with, the only one I'm affiliated with, because number one, you from day one in your pro account, you can earn profit. Okay, I had a lucky day before, and that's kind of what it's going to take to do that, because you have to make your minimum profit. But you get in and you catch a stock, a volatile stock, moving pretty good, and I made $2,300 in one day in a pro account. So the next day, I was able to withdraw, everything above my initial profit target, and it worked out good. But we're gonna go through that here in a second. But you can do it every day. So there's no building up all this profit and having to wait, several days in order to take profit, because you don't know whether it's going to be there or not. So if you do this every day, it really works. There's no delays, no crap. Other thing I really love about this is you get 24-hour live human customer support. Yeah, when you type in your question, if the bot can't give you a generic answer, it'll ask you if you want to talk to a human. Or you can talk to a human, out of the bat anyway. You just have to click it and they'll connect you. It's been 3:30, 4 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. I've gotten a live person every time. All right, once I've had to wait a little while because I don't know, maybe something was happening, but I didn't have to wait that long. So it worked out pretty good. But you can't beat that. So to get the best deal, use the code AJT66 when you're checking out, and you'll get it. I mean, like I said, it's the only one I affiliate with and only one I use. Now here's what I'm talking about. Now this is a clip. I had to cut this. It has 5 accounts. You can trade 5 pro accounts. Okay. So, this is a clip from a day I trade all 5 accounts at the same time. Got $687.50. So I'm over my initial profit target. So this is a profit making account. So you withdraw your profits from each account to your wallet. So you request the withdrawal from your account. It goes to your wallet. And then you request a payout from your wallet for the total amount. And once you get approved, then you designate where you want the money deposited or sent. And you just wait. Typically it takes an hour, hour and a half, and you get it. The whole process hasn't taken me longer than 4 hours. Never. Now, I'm sure some people have because, maybe they got the approval and they didn't see it until an hour later. So, yeah, it adds to it. But I'm here trading. I'm active. And as soon as I get the alert, the email pops up, I can just go right in and claim it. So there's no time delay. Okay, so 3 to 4 hours is always you know, the time with me. But this just gives you an idea. Okay, so in pro, you do get 80% of your total profits. If you get invited into a Pro Plus account, and that's an invitation only, then you get 90%. But you gotta earn your way into it. Okay, but 80%. And let's just say, and this is just an average. I'm not telling you I average 687.50 a day for 5 days a week. I'm not telling you that. Now, is it possible? Yeah. I can average that. I can average 800. I can average 1,000, or I can average 300. It doesn't. You just don't know. But let's just say, because this is the number I have up here, that I average 687.50 for 5 days. Okay, that equals 3437.50. So obviously, 20% is basically 1 day's profit. So you trade 5 days, you're giving away 1 day's profit. So 687.50 goes to the house. So you get to withdraw 27.50. All right. You get to withdraw 27.50 that week. And I didn't mean to put 5 days here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 5 days. If you get 27, if you pull out 27.50 each day, this is what you would pull out of your wallet every day from 5 of your accounts you traded, if you average 687.50. And if at the end of the 5 days, you would have withdrawn 13,750. Okay, I can't tell you how many people have traded and had $10,000 in their profit, but because they had to keep trading so many days, they gave most of it back. This way, you can't give it back. If you earn it that day, and the next trading day you come in and the next day you request it, you can't give it back. And you don't have to give it back. So this is what I'm talking about. All right, but you can do it however you want to. This is why I'm staying with Take Profit Trader. They have no daily loss anymore. That used to be my biggest headache. And that's how I lost so many accounts. Pro accounts and test accounts. Is not calculating the max loss right, or I have to stop and it runs past it. It's too tight. I end up losing $501, $503, and you lose your account. That was my biggest frustration. That's gone. Okay, I've never had any issue with trailing drawdown. If you have issues with trailing drawdowns, that means you can't trade worth shit, and you need to fix that. Yeah, that's just what that means. You don't have to agree with me. I don't care. I know that's what it means. Bottom line. But that's what I want to share with you guys today. I've been getting questions about that, so I just wanted to add that to the video. But remember what I said at the beginning. What you're not changing about your trading, and that's keeping you in the failing group, what you're not changing, you're choosing. All right, you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you next time.